Have you ever noticed that the people who seem to work the least often end up making the most money? While others, who grind from dawn till night, can barely keep up with their bills. No. That's not a coincidence. It's vibration. And maybe, it goes against everything you've been taught your entire life. In this video, you won't hear those overused cliches that only sound good in self-help books. What you're going to understand here is simple: money doesn't follow effort. Money follows frequency. And those who learn how to send out the right frequency start to watch their bank balance shift. No magic. No tricks. No illusions. In fact, if you believe you have to burn yourself out to get rich, you might actually be blocking your own prosperity. And this is not your fault. Most of us were programmed to live this way. But here's the paradox: real wealth doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in your mind. And the right mind, vibrating at the right pattern, attracts money in ways that look like luck, but are actually science. Yes, there's an invisible logic behind the law of attraction that no one told you about. And that's exactly what you're about to discover. Oh, and one important note. Only people with a real chance of prospering will make it to the end of this video. Because only those with grit, discipline, and emotional intelligence can resist the urge to quit halfway. If you're here right now, it's because you're already vibrating differently. Now all that's left is to fine-tune your signal and activate your new financial reality. Chapter 1: The Hidden Blueprint of Wealth. Have you ever felt like money just slips through your fingers no matter how hard you try? It's like the more you chase it, the further it runs. And maybe deep down, you've started to believe that wealth is only for a select few. But here's the truth: wealth is not a privilege. It's a frequency. A signal. And you can tune into it the moment you shift the way you think, feel, and act about money. This isn't some fluffy, feel-good idea. It's rooted in how energy and the subconscious mind actually work. Everything around you responds to energy. Your thoughts are energy. Your feelings, also energy. And money? Money is just a neutral amplifier of the energy you carry. It doesn't care if you're good or bad. It simply reflects your internal world. So if you're constantly stressed about bills, doubtful of your ability to succeed, or bitter about other people's success, you're unknowingly tuning your frequency to lack. And guess what? You attract more of what you vibrate. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The subconscious mind, which governs about 95% of your decisions and behaviors, is programmed mostly by the time you're 7 years old. That means many of your current financial patterns were created before you even had a bank account. Maybe you heard things like, money doesn't grow on trees, or we can't afford that. Those phrases weren't just words, they were codes. And unless you rewire those codes, you're stuck living out someone else's beliefs. And it's not just about what you heard at home. It's about what you saw: how your parents reacted to stress, how they managed bills, how they talked about people who had money. Think of your mind like a thermostat. If it's set to 70 degrees of wealth, and you suddenly make a lot of money, you'll find a way to bring it back down, subconsciously. That's why people win the lottery and lose it all within a few years. Their internal thermostat wasn't calibrated to sustain abundance. But the opposite is also true. Raise the thermostat, and even if you hit a setback, you'll bounce back. You'll find ways to earn again. Because now, you're set to a new standard. And that standard isn't just about money. It's about identity. You begin to see yourself differently. And when your self-image changes, your behaviors follow. So how do you raise your internal standard? First, awareness. Start noticing the thoughts and feelings you have around money. Are they empowering or limiting? Are they your beliefs or borrowed ones? Second, repetition. Begin to replace those outdated beliefs with new ones. Say them out loud. Write them down. Feel them in your body. Engage with them daily. And third, action. Take steps that align with the identity of someone who is already wealthy. Even small moves like saving a bit, investing in knowledge, or setting boundaries send a powerful signal to your subconscious. You're telling it, we are no longer available for struggle. We're moving different now. And here's a key point: you don't wait to feel rich after the money shows up. You feel it first. You embody it first. Because wealth is a state of being before it's a bank balance. And when you start living from that place, you naturally attract the people, opportunities, and ideas that align with your new frequency. That's the real secret. You don't chase money, you become the kind of person to whom money is drawn. And becoming that person doesn't mean perfection. It means consistency. It means being more loyal to your vision than to your fears. But even with the right mindset, there's another invisible force that can either pull you forward or hold you back, and it's often the last thing people think to change. It's your environment. The people you surround yourself with. The conversations you engage in. The energy of the spaces you occupy. They all matter more than you think. Because no matter how powerful your internal work is, if your external world is constantly pulling you backward, it's like running with a parachute strapped to your back. Chapter 2: The Emotional Blueprint of Wealth. You can repeat that you want to be rich all you want, but the universe doesn't hear words, it feels frequencies. And frequency is pure emotion. It doesn't matter what you say out loud if, deep down, you feel fear, shame, or doubt whenever you think about money. Emotions are the real energetic commands. They work like coordinates. And here's the thing: your emotional GPS might be leading you far away from prosperity. From early on, most of us were programmed with negative feelings about money. Phrases like "money is dirty" or "rich people won't get into heaven" were installed without any filter. What's repeated in childhood becomes a vibrational pattern in adulthood. The result? Even when real opportunities for financial growth show up, the mind sabotages, the energy blocks, and everything slips through your fingers like dry sand. This isn't bad luck, it's miscalibrated emotion. I met a woman who grew up hearing that people with lots of money were arrogant. As an adult, she became self-employed, highly skilled, but she could never earn above a certain amount each month. It was like there was an invisible ceiling. During a session, she realized that whenever she earned more, she felt guilty wrong for standing out. Once she cleared that pattern, her income doubled. The money only arrived when her emotions allowed it. Here's a helpful analogy: imagine your body as an antenna. Your thoughts are the wires, but your emotions are the electric current. Without the right current, there's no signal. That's why saying "I am prosperous" without feeling it is like pressing an elevator button without electricity, nothing happens. But when you say "I am prosperous" with joy and conviction, the button works, and the elevator rises. Emotion is power. To start reprogramming your emotions, try a vibrational journaling technique. Get a notebook and every day, write how you would feel if you were already financially free. Use phrases like "I feel calm because everything is paid for" or "I feel like knowing that money flows to me easily." Don't underestimate this exercise. The brain doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality when emotion is strong. And where emotion goes, energy follows. And this isn't about faking it. It's about activating it. Emotions are like muscles, you need to work them until they become natural. At first, it might feel forced. But keep going. If today it's hard to feel grateful for your bank account, start with the small things. A hot coffee. A safe place to sleep. Every cent counts, because every emotion counts. Small emotional victories create big vibrational leaps. Now, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what's the first emotion you feel when you think about making $10,000 in a week? If your answer is anxiety, doubt, or fear, we've found something to work on. And that something will take us straight into the next level of conscious manifestation. Chapter 3: Becoming the Vibrational Match for Money. Manifesting wealth isn't about forcing things. It's about tuning in. If money were a radio station, you'd need to lock into the exact frequency of prosperity to hear the music play. Most people, without realizing it, are trying to listen to jazz while tuned into a station that only broadcasts fear and scarcity. And the worst part? When nothing changes, they blame the universe, when the problem is actually the dial. The real question isn't whether you want money. The real question is, do you vibrate like someone who already has it? Because there's a massive difference between wanting and aligning. Wanting is rooted in lack. Alignment is rooted in possession. And the universe doesn't respond to what you wish for, it responds to what you are. So the key is to become the kind of person who lives in abundance before the bank balance reflects it. A classic example is a delivery guy from California who, despite living a simple life, spent an entire year acting like he was running a multi-million-dollar company. He dressed sharp. He spoke with authority. He read books on business, finance, and personal development. Not because he was faking it, but because he chose to align with the future he wanted. 2 years later, he launched his own logistics startup. Vibration builds reality. This leads to a crucial insight: your internal environment must change before your external world can. You can move cities, switch jobs, even change relationships. But if your inner frequency is still tied to fear and lack, you'll keep recreating the same outcomes. Life is a mirror. And if you don't like the reflection, breaking the mirror won't help. You need to change what's being reflected. One powerful way to become a magnet for money is to adopt habits that resonate with abundance. Spend time reading books like Think and Grow Rich or Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Listen to audio content from mentors who speak the language of wealth. Fill your space with ideas that uplift your frequency. What you consume isn't neutral, it becomes energy. And that energy shapes what you attract. Another overlooked factor is your body. Your posture, your breathing, even how you walk sends signals. A slouched, tense, closed body communicates insecurity. But an upright posture, steady breathing, and alert eyes signal readiness. Quantum physics tells us energy and matter are linked. So yes, how you move influences what you manifest. And becoming that magnetic field is just the beginning. The next step is understanding why some people, even when their vibration seems aligned, still don't manifest the wealth they want, and that has everything to do with action. Chapter 6: Rewriting Your Subconscious Beliefs About Money. You can work hard, take bold action, and even live in a supportive environment, but if your subconscious still believes that money is bad, hard to get, or not meant for people like you, it'll always find a way to hold you exactly where you are. The subconscious doesn't listen to logic. It responds to emotion and repetition. It's like software that runs old commands you didn't even choose, and most of the time, you don't even realize it's running. Many of those beliefs come from phrases you heard as a child. Stuff like "we're not rich," "money doesn't grow on trees," or "only crooks get rich." Even if you don't say those things anymore, they're still living deep in your operating system. And the worst part? They control how you make decisions, what opportunities you believe are possible, and how far you let yourself go. It's not bad luck. It's outdated mental programming. I once met a real estate agent in Miami who always lost the biggest deals at the last minute. He was smart, talented, charming, but every time a major commission came close, something weird happened. In a coaching session, he remembered something his father used to say: "Big money always brings big problems." That belief was hiding in the background, quietly sabotaging his success. After he rewired it, he closed $2 million deals in 60 days. Inner shift. Outer results. Reprogramming your subconscious takes commitment. One powerful tool is recording your own affirmations. Use your voice. Say things like, "I am worthy of wealth, it's safe for me to be rich, the more I prosper, the more I help others." Listen to it every night before you sleep. That's when your subconscious is most receptive. What you plant during that state grows deep roots. Another strategy is emotional writing. Grab a blank page. Write down every fear or limiting belief that pops up when you imagine being wealthy. Things like "people will judge me," or "I'll lose control." Then, one by one, rewrite those beliefs. "My true friends support my success. Money helps me stay grounded and generous." This process uncovers invisible blocks and gives you the power to rewrite your story. But don't wait to feel fully reprogrammed before you take action. Change happens on the move. Speak the new belief. Act on it. Watch your brain adapt. Your subconscious learns through repetition and lived experience. So give it proof. Even small wins tell your nervous system, "See? We're safe. We're allowed to succeed now." And as those beliefs begin to shift, something powerful starts to rise. A feeling that quietly anchors everything you're building: confidence. The kind that doesn't shout but moves like it already knows how the story ends. Chapter 7: Confidence, the Engine of Manifestation. Confidence is not arrogance. Confidence is knowing, without needing proof, that what you want is already in motion. It's that quiet certainty that something bigger is aligning for you, even if nothing in the outer world has changed yet. And this isn't blind faith, it's vibrational consistency. When you trust, you stop obsessively checking for results. And ironically, that's what speeds them up. Think of confidence like the silent engine of a plane. You might not see it spinning, but you know it's working because you're still in the air. In the same way, when your vibration is aligned and your actions are coherent, confidence is what keeps you flying, even when the sky is full of clouds. And here's the key: the more you trust, the less you need to control. The less control you cling to, the more flow you allow. There's a story I love. A young man from Detroit decided he wanted to make a living from investing. He had no capital, no network, no mentor. But he had unshakable discipline. He studied every single day. He practiced trades on paper. He visualized his portfolio growing. And most importantly, he acted from a place of confidence. Within a year, he landed his first job as a junior analyst. Today, he teaches behavioral finance. He didn't have guarantees. He had confidence. But let's be clear, confidence doesn't mean waiting forever without doing anything. It means taking action without the anxiety of forcing results. It's making decisions because you believe, not because you're panicking. That shift in energy changes everything. The universe responds better to relaxed, grounded energy than to frantic, desperate energy. Always. If you want to strengthen your confidence, start recording your wins. Every day, write down one thing that went right. No matter how small. This trains your brain to see progress. Over time, those small recognitions compound into a deep sense of "I can handle this." True confidence grows from internal evidence, not external approval. Here's another powerful practice: when you wake up, say to yourself, "Today, everything works in my favor." Repeat it until you feel it. Because confidence isn't taught, it's installed through repetition and emotion. And once it's installed, something shifts in how you move through the world. You start making choices like someone who's already wealthy. And when that happens, your reality inevitably begins to match. But before that new reality can fully lock in, there's one bridge many people overlook. A bridge that's both simple and powerful: gratitude. Chapter 8: Gratitude as a Manifestation Accelerator. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good emotion, it's an energetic technology. When you give thanks, you signal to the universe that you already have. And that single act, done with genuine feeling, completely changes your frequency. A grateful person doesn't vibrate lack. They vibrate fullness. And fullness attracts more of itself. It's vibrational math. But here's the thing. Real gratitude isn't just saying thanks for the obvious stuff. It's feeling thankful even when things haven't visibly changed yet. It's looking at a tight bank account and saying, "I'm grateful for the lessons this is teaching me about stewardship." It's thanking a delay because it's a redirection. It's turning chaos into insight. That's not resignation, it's vibrational mastery. A friend of mine in Phoenix started practicing gratitude in the middle of a divorce, unemployment, and debt. Every day, she wrote down 3 reasons to be thankful, even if they were small. A hot coffee. An unexpected phone call. A fresh idea. 3 months later, she landed a better job, reconciled with her sister, and started attracting clients for a business that had only existed in her head before. Gratitude rewired her field. Want to make this work for you? Get a notebook and turn it into your wealth journal. Write down 5 things you're grateful for every day, but here's the twist: write them as if they've already happened. I'm grateful for the amazing clients who come to me easily. I'm grateful for my $20,000 month. Write it with emotion. Because emotion is the secret ingredient. And if you think you're already practicing gratitude, listen to the way you speak. Do you talk more about what's missing or about what's already here? If most of your conversation is complaints, you're training your field for scarcity. But if you start thanking even before results show, you're speeding up the process. You're saying to the universe, I'm ready. Send it. Gratitude also melts anxiety. Because when you're truly thankful, you stop waiting. And when you stop waiting, time feels faster. It's like everything that was stuck suddenly starts moving. And then you realize it wasn't life that was slow. It was your frequency that was off. And that alignment, when you keep it steady, opens the door to the final stage of quantum manifestation. The point where you're not just attracting, but becoming a source of prosperity for others. Chapter 8, Gratitude as a Manifestation Accelerator. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good emotion, it's an energetic technology. When you give thanks, you signal to the universe that you already have. And that single act, done with genuine feeling, completely changes your frequency. A grateful person doesn't vibrate lack. They vibrate fullness. And fullness attracts more of itself. It's vibrational math. But here's the thing. Real gratitude isn't just saying thanks for the obvious stuff. It's feeling thankful even when things haven't visibly changed yet. It's looking at a tight bank account and saying, I'm grateful for the lessons this is teaching me about stewardship. It's thanking a delay because it's a redirection. It's turning chaos into insight. That's not resignation, it's vibrational mastery. A friend of mine in Phoenix started practicing gratitude in the middle of a divorce, unemployment, and debt. Every day, she wrote down 3 reasons to be thankful even if they were small. A hot coffee. An unexpected phone call. A fresh idea. 3 months later, she landed a better job, reconciled with her sister, and started attracting clients for a business that had only existed in her head before. Gratitude rewired her field. Want to make this work for you? Get a notebook and turn it into your wealth journal. Write down 5 things you're grateful for every day, but here's the twist, write them as if they've already happened. I'm grateful for the amazing clients who come to me easily. I'm grateful for my $20,000 month. Write it with emotion. Because emotion is the secret ingredient. And if you think you're already practicing gratitude, listen to the way you speak. Do you talk more about what's missing or about what's already here? If most of your conversation is complaints, you're training your field for scarcity. But if you start thanking even before results show, you're speeding up the process. You're saying to the universe, I'm ready. Send it. Gratitude also melts anxiety. Because when you're truly thankful, you stop waiting. And when you stop waiting, time feels faster. It's like everything that was stuck suddenly starts moving. And then you realize it wasn't life that was slow. It was your frequency that was off. And that alignment, when you keep it steady, opens the door to the final stage of quantum manifestation. The point where you're not just attracting, but becoming a source of prosperity for others. Chapter 9, Becoming a Source of Prosperity. A true master of manifestation isn't just someone who attracts wealth for themselves. It's someone who, in prospering, becomes an active channel of abundance for the world. When you start seeing yourself as the source, not just the receiver, the flow intensifies. Prosperity energy is expansive by nature. It doesn't want to sit still. It wants to circulate. And the more you let it circulate, the more it returns to you. There's a huge difference between wanting money just for yourself and wanting your wealth to benefit others as well. The second path is far more powerful. It connects you to purpose. And the universe loves purpose. It responds faster to an altruistic intention than to self-centered obsession. When you start thinking about how your wealth can transform lives, you activate a completely different kind of magnetism. I remember an entrepreneur from Colorado who used to say his goal was to make enough money to never depend on anyone again. But his life only took off when he shifted his focus. He started asking, how can I use what I know to create real value? He launched an affordable education platform. Within a year, he multiplied his income by 5. Not because he worked harder, but because he became a generator of value. And value attracts wealth. Want to become a channel of prosperity? Start by serving. Share your knowledge. Help someone solve a problem. Give a portion of what you have, even if it's small. This isn't about charity. It's energetic signaling. You're showing the universe that you feel abundant enough to give. And those who give without fear of loss demonstrate mastery over their own vibration. But don't get it twisted. This doesn't mean abandoning your own desires. It means integrating them into something bigger. If you want a luxury home, great. But let it also be a place that inspires others. If you want a sports car, fantastic. But let it represent more than status, let it represent vision, achievement, and growth. When your prosperity inspires, it multiplies. And here's the real power move: identity. Start seeing yourself as a prosperous being. Not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. Prosperity is an inner posture that overflows into your outer reality. And when it becomes stable inside you, everything around you transforms. But before this process is complete, there's one last link that seals manifestation. Something simple, often overlooked. And if you apply it daily, it turns your desires into visible reality. Chapter 10: Strategic Patience and the Timing of the Universe. In the world of manifestation, timing is one of the most misunderstood elements. Many people give up right before the breakthrough because they confuse silence with absence. But the universe's silence is never empty. It's adjusting variables, preparing connections, clearing paths you don't even know exist. The timing of manifestation isn't about your impatient clock. It's about vibrational maturity. Think of planting a bamboo seed. For years, nothing appears to happen. But underground, an entire system of deep, strong, interconnected roots is forming. And when it finally breaks through the surface, it can grow feet in just weeks. True manifestation follows the same pattern. First comes the structure. Then the explosion. And if you quit halfway, you never see the growth. That's why patience isn't passivity. It's vibrational strategy. It's continuing to act as if what you want is inevitable. It's waking up every day with the same focus, even when results haven't shown up yet. It's trusting that what you asked for is on its way, even if the tracking number hasn't updated. People who vibrate with urgency send out scarcity. But those who vibrate with calm trust attract in perfect timing. I know a therapist in Seattle who had been visualizing her dream home for years. She expressed gratitude. She took aligned action. But the perfect house never appeared. Until one day, out of nowhere, a client referred her to a friend selling the exact home she had envisioned: the price, the neighborhood, even the details inside. The funny thing? The house wasn't even on the market yet. The wait wasn't punishment. It was preparation. The universe doesn't work on wall clocks. It works on vibrational coherence. And until your frequency is stable with what you want, the universe will wait. Because it doesn't want to give you something you're going to lose. It wants to give you something you can sustain. And sustaining it requires emotional maturity, self-trust, patience. That's the trinity of lasting manifestation. If it feels like nothing is happening right now, you might be in the exact stage of the biggest internal transformation of your life. The invisible part that needs to click into place before the visible reward appears. Because the universe is precise, but never rushed. And once you truly understand that, it changes your entire manifestation experience. And when you combine alignment, action, confidence, and patience, everything around you begins to converge. And at that point, you stop chasing things. Because you realize they're already on their way to you. Chapter 11: Daily Rituals that Seal Your Manifestation. No major transformation happens without consistency. And that's exactly where daily rituals come in. They're like small energetic anchors that keep you connected to the frequency of what you desire. They don't need to be long. They don't need to be complicated. But they do need to be intentional. Rituals create rhythm. Rhythm creates stability. And stability in vibration creates manifestation. The common mistake is thinking that visualizing once or doing affirmations every now and then is enough. But the mind, just like the body, needs training. And training requires repetition. Ritualizing your vibration is like tuning an instrument every single day. Not because it's broken, but because you want the sound to stay perfect. And in manifestation, the sound is your frequency. A simple, powerful ritual is the 3-step morning routine. First, upon waking, write down 3 identity-based affirmations. Something like, I am wealth and expansion. I am worthy of everything I desire. I am an active channel of prosperity. Second, visualize a specific scene from your abundant life for 3 minutes. Feel it. Breathe it. See it. Third, take one aligned action, no matter how small. The point is to show the universe you're in motion. Another effective practice is the nighttime vibration check-in. Before bed, ask yourself, today, when did I vibrate as someone who is already rich? When did I drift away from that frequency? This self-reflection is a powerful mirror, not for judgment, but for adjustment. It keeps you refining, evolving, staying conscious. Presence manifests. You can also create physical triggers. An object that represents your new reality. It could be a $100 bill you keep in your wallet. A symbolic ring. An inspiring image. Every time you see it, you remember who you're becoming. Use the material world to anchor the invisible. It strengthens the bridge between intention and reality. And finally, celebrate. Celebrate even the smallest signs. A compliment. A new idea. An unexpected invitation. Celebration tells your field you're ready for more. And the universe always responds better to someone who appreciates what they already have than to someone focused on what's missing. Now that all the pieces are in place, the final question isn't whether you'll manifest. The real question is, are you willing to sustain the vibration until the invisible becomes visible? Action or distraction? Now that you've made it this far, you've proven something important. You're not just curious about wealth, you're committed to it. And the truth is, that already puts you ahead of most people. What you've learned here isn't just content. It's a code. An energetic map. A new way to move through the world. But remember, knowledge without action turns into distraction. That's why now is the time to act. Start by applying one daily ritual. Choose one limiting belief to reprogram this week. Take one concrete step toward your new reality. Don't expect everything to change overnight, but be ready. Because it can change faster than you think. And now, tell me, what's the single most powerful idea you're going to apply today? Write it down in the comments. Only those who take this step show the universe they're ready to receive everything that's already theirs. This is your vibrational signal, in the form of words. And if this video resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Because only minds already vibrating at the frequency of abundance follow this kind of content to the end. And here, we stay together, tuned to the frequency of achievement.